Dallas Cowboys fans, enjoy George Pickens while you can. Enjoy all the acrobatic catches. Enjoy the deep balls. Enjoy the attitude. Enjoy watching him punish defensive backs alongside CeeDee Lamb in 2026 because it might be the last time we get to see him with the Dallas Cowboys star on his helmet. Good morning to you. And welcome into the Dallas Cowboys Daily Blitz right here on FanStream Sports for a Thursday, 7 a.m. edition. We're here every weekday morning, 7 a.m. live for you with Dallas Cowboys talk all across the FanStream Sports family of YouTube channels and on X and on Facebook. And later the same morning, wherever you get your podcasts, always on demand at fanstreamsports.com. Pickens is entering, as we know, the final, what could be the final season, as he is playing under the franchise tag, $27.298 million worth of franchise tag, fully guaranteed. Now, that's not chump change by any stretch, but it also provides no long-term security for the player or the team. And now the wide receiver market has seemingly exploded again, and Dallas may have priced itself out of keeping him. Baltimore just handed Zay Flowers a 4-year, $140 million extension. Atlanta gave Drake London a 4-year deal worth $141 million a little while ago. That's $35 million and $35.25 million a year, respectively. And those are two very talented wide receivers. But they're not George Pickens, in my opinion. And neither one of them produced the kind of numbers that Pickens delivered in Dallas last year. 93 catches, 1,429 yards, 9 touchdowns. He finished third in the NFL in receiving yards, made his first Pro Bowl, and earned second-team All-Pro honors. That's not just a good season. That is legitimate number one NFL receiver on a high-powered offense season right there. Pickens also has more career receiving yards than Flowers or London. London averaging a ridiculous 16 yards per catch for his career. He's one touchdown behind London, despite playing the first 3 seasons of his career in Pittsburgh's quarterback witness protection program. He arrived in Dallas, started catching passes from Dak, and immediately became one of the most productive receivers in football and one of the most productive receivers ever to wear a star on his helmet. So now let's be honest about what happens next. Pickens and his agent aren't sitting down at the table asking for less than Zay Flowers or Drake London. They're going to ask for more. And they have every reason to do that, and the Cowboys have every reason to pay it. That means the starting number for George Pickens will be worth $35 million a year. To start, alongside a mountain of guaranteed money. Jerry Jones called the franchise tag for Pickens this year a win-win. I mean, I guess. It's a win for Pickens because he's getting guaranteed almost $28 million, fully guaranteed. It's a win for Dallas because they get one more year of him at least, crossing the fingers, as an elite receiver without making a long-term commitment. So you could say, while Pickens has been here, he's gone the extra mile. As we dive into our sponsor, thank you, ZipRecruiter, for sponsoring the Dallas Cowboys Daily Blitz podcast. And you know, when somebody goes the extra mile for you, it means something. Pickens season means something to Dallas. It's what's creating all of this contract hubbub. And, you know, it makes a positive impression on you when someone goes the extra mile for you. And if you're hiring, if you're responsible for that in your position at work, in your company that you own, in the job that you hold, then, you know, candidates can also go the extra mile for you and tell you why they're interested in your job, in your opening. And they can stand out from others. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter.com has a new feature that shows you the most interested qualified candidates first, so you meet the right people faster. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the right candidates quickly, candidates that can tell you in their own words why they want the job that you have available. It's no wonder ZipRecruiter was the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try ZipRecruiter and meet your great candidates, the ones that will go the extra mile for you at your job. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate fast within the first day. So try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter, meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Pickens did not find the Cowboys, and the Cowboys did not find Pickens on ZipRecruiter. But if Pickens is to walk this year, it could be a massive loss for the Cowboys. And, who knows what figure he's going to get, whether it's here in Dallas, or it's elsewhere. But Dallas has repeatedly learned the same lesson, and somehow they keep showing up for the same class. You identify elite talent, the price doesn't go down. It never has. It's not going to start going down. The Cowboys traded for Pickens in May of last year. His value was extremely depressed. Pittsburgh was ready to move on. He was labeled a problem on the field and a problem in the locker room. There were questions about his maturity, his consistency, and whether he could function inside of a structured offense. That was the moment to begin discussing an extension. Instead, Dallas waited. Pickens bet on himself, delivered a monster season, and now he controls the conversation. Sound familiar? Because it just happened in Dallas. The Cowboys delayed CeeDee Lamb's extension, and they watched the price climb. They dragged their feet on Dak. They watched the price climb. They waited on Parsons until that relationship became a full-blown disaster. Now they're doing it again with Pickens. The problem is that Dallas already has major money now invested in Lamb, major money invested in Dak. Lamb's a homegrown All-Pro 5-time Pro Bowler, a team captain, and he's the coveted franchise's number 88. When the Cowboys are forced to choose between Pickens and Lamb, they're going to pick Lamb. And that's even before we get to Quinnen Williams. The Cowboys traded significant draft resources for Quinnen Williams. And Stephen Jones has already made it clear that signing the All-Pro defensive tackle to a long-term extension is near the top of the organization's priority list. And it should be. It makes sense. Williams is supposed to be the anchor of this defense and the centerpiece acquired after the Cowboys moved on from Pickens. There's only so much money to go around. And Dallas can talk all at once about keeping Pickens for the rest of his career. The salary cap might be flexible, but it isn't imaginary. And at some point, Dallas has to decide whether they're paying 2 elite wide receivers while also committing massive money to Dak Prescott, Quinnen Williams, and a core of other players. They're not the only ones. And their actions will suggest to us that the answer to that is no. So then what happens? The Cowboys could use the franchise tag on Pickens again and attempt to trade him. They could let him hit free agency and hope to receive a third-round compensatory pick. Or they could just absolutely shock everybody, move aggressively, and find a way to keep one of the NFL's most dangerous receiver tandems intact. But history tells us Dallas is going to wait until the price becomes impossible and then act surprised that the price became impossible and explain why losing the player was actually part of some brilliant long-term strategy. Cowboys fans, we've all seen this movie before. The frustrating part is that the Cowboys got the football evaluation completely right. They saw the talent. They saw a frustrated receiver in Pittsburgh. They believed that Dak and CeeDee could rein him in. They brought him into the building, and he became this version of George Pickens. That should be a success story. But instead, it now may become another example of the Cowboys developing, or at least rehabilitating, an elite talent just in time for another franchise to pay him. George Pickens could spend 2026 making spectacular catches, helping Dallas chase a championship, and proving he deserves to be among the highest paid receivers in football. And every touchdown he scores for the Dallas Cowboys this year could push him one step closer to the exit door. Enjoy the show, Cowboys fans, because unless Jerry Jones in the front office finally learn to stop procrastinating, George Pickens' second season in Dallas may also be his farewell tour. What do you think? That's going to do it for us this morning, boys and girls. Have a great Thursday that you deserve, unless I brought the room down a little too much. I don't think so. I don't think any of this is stuff we didn't realize. Just kind of kicks it back into the short-term memory after Zay Flowers' deal this week. Still a little painful. Should the Cowboys pay Pickens? Should they pay Quinnen Williams? Should they just figure out a way to do all of it? Let me know in the comments. Find me on social media at IndyCarTim, on X, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever you are on social media. You'll be able to find me at IndyCarTim. We'll do it all again tomorrow, boys and girls. Until then, we'll see ya.